Back for another one. I know it's pretty quick, but like I said, I'm trying to get a few videos out tonight if I can. This is going to be over the cs-59. I'm going to do a short review and kind of a team play type thing. There we go. Get some volume going here. Not too high because I did receive one that in certain areas they couldn't hear me over the game audio. So I will keep it a little bit on the low side, but just enough to where you can hear it through the game audio. The cs-59. It's good. It struggles in one aspect, and that's its armor. It doesn't have great armor. Your armor's not great. Your gun is good. Your gun is good. It's derpy. Like really derpy, and here's kind of one of the main aspects of that. The side of the turret. It hit the very back part of the side of the turret though, which is why it bounced. So I can understand that one. That one flew true though. So I will take that all day. And plus that wasn't really a low roll. This one goes to outer space, which is upsetting. And keep an eye on that Ritter and watch how he plays. And just keep an eye on the team. Because this is going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly really quick. I hit the front of his turret there. I know exactly where that went. As you can see, it's already looking really bad. The BZ's already a one-shot over there. Our T-30's not really helping much. Me and Legendary are over here by ourselves, kind of holding multiple tanks. That Char is AFK, so he's going to be a non-factor in this fight from now on. What I meant about the derpiness. Like, the shells will just fly everywhere besides where you want them to half the time. Shell velocity also seems like a big mishap for this gun. Shell velocity, especially on this gun, seems to be really bad. But, and he hits that. I can't tell. Was that a heat shell? Nah, he hit my little viewport thing there. And then WT's kind of camping out in the open there, so I'm going to get shots in him real quick. That's a WT off Panzer IV. I'm never going to leave that with more than enough hit points. And as you can see from behind us, our team's getting their shit pushed in. I am not a fan of that. I'm backing away. That's a K91. If he rolls high enough, he kills me in one clip. So yeah, that's not good. And our T-30 is going to get himself basically killed here. And does get a shell out though. So Legendary is going to go for the WT. I'm going to try and deal with the K91. But I can't because he doesn't peek. Now I'm going to have to run away from a T-30 that's full hit points behind us. And now we know where the Ritter is. The Ritter is by Cap Circle. So we know where he's at. I'm going to get pushed by the T-30. Legendary is on a good amount of hit points as well. I'm trying to keep the T-30 away from me because I know if I take a shell here, I'm going to regret life in a minute. And I go for the K91. And there's the Ritter. T-30 hits that, by the way. He hits Legendary with that shell. And then the Ritter hits him too. So that's all of his hit points gone in a matter of seconds. I get lucky here. That shell saved the game. Like, that's not even me kidding. Because for the next, like, 2.5 minutes, me and Legendary are scrambling trying to win this game. At that point in time, okay, I can explain why we was looking at each other like that. We were on VC. We were on voice call on Discord. And I straight up told him that we need to be together and we need to go left. We need to go left hard. We need to go back towards our spawn hard. And we need to be as close as possible to each other to where if he kills one of us, if us both gets our shells in, the other one has a chance to win the game. They're not alone. They have a chance. So this is what we do for the rest of the match. We do our best to stay right next to each other, to where if one of us goes down, and if we get shells in and he's low enough for us to kill. By the way, he's on like 800 and something hit points. So 3 shells is going to kill him no matter what we do here. I'm getting in different positions with bushes, multiple areas around, to where I can try to get spots on him. I'm not going to say where he's at right now, because we didn't know. And I wanted to be next to him, so I said, hold on, let me be right next to you. Because I don't want to leave him alone. Because if he gets spotted now and he dies, now I'm in a situation where I'm in a 1v1, but I'm a 1-shot and he's a 3-shot. That's a terrible situation. You kind of want to be next to your teammate to where y'all can get shit done. This is the best way to do it. Be kind of either shoulder to shoulder or front to ass. Like, that's the best way you can do it. And that might sound stupid, but it's not. You have to be careful about how you move and how you rotate through the map, trying to find an opportunity to win this game. And me and him are kind of splitting up as well, to where if we have that chance, one goes one way, one goes the other, to where we can split up and get decent shots in. We thought he was in this very far corner, where that little bush is to the very corner there, right where I'm aiming at. We thought he was there. But he's not. So now we're on a time stipulation. There's 50 seconds. Now we're scrambling. We're trying to figure out where this guy is at. We're kind of panicking a little. I'm pushing towards caves hard. But he's right there. He's not far off behind me. And I'll straight admit, I get lucky here. I'm looking all around. I'm trying to find him. And enemy armor is damaged. He misses. Oh. Now hold on. This isn't the end of it. Now I'm going to do his perspective. I have his perspective saved. So I did 3,000. I'm not going to spoil it. Back out. Not going to spoil it. You don't know how much damage he did. I do. Now, here we go. From his perspective, he's doing the same thing I am. I didn't realize our type was stock. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's the stock gun. Absolutely it is. Alright, so me and him are completely maxed out at this point in time. I usually go that kind of med route where I can kind of peek my turret over. And he usually goes caves. He likes cave side. For good reason, because now you can contest. As you can see, our heavies are still playing weird. And first shell from him is really good. Like, that was an amazing shot. First shot and it was amazing. Like, I would have hit tungsten there, even if it's just one shell. That would have been more than 367. You probably would have rolled upwards of 400 there. So keep that in mind when you're running a tank like this, just to keep your tungsten always kind of in the back thought of your head, to where if you do have tungsten ready, you can load it up, even if it's just for one shell. That's extra damage, and that could come out to a different outcome. And I'm already pointing out the Raider to him. Good shot from him there, 337. Yeah, the 330 alpha on this gun really helps in a fight with mediums. Legendary's going to make a decent peek here. Good shot. 293 though, that was a really bad low roll. I got that on a premium shell, so he low rolled the fuck out of that shell. That's 2 heavies already gone. That's both of our heavies for this team. Tungsten. Tungsten. The WT bounces him. In the VC, he was like, oh, WT bounces me on my gun mantlet. I'm like, told me he's in that back corner camping along that back ridge. I said, okay, good to know. And he's getting rid of the AFK, because if he ever came back here, we lose this. Now the AFK is dead, and now we have a chance to make a decent push. I've already lost an okay amount of hit points there. hits him in his gun. That went straight towards the under part of his gun, dude. Otherwise, I would have said that would have been a good shot. But yeah, he's just sitting there. Hasn't used adrenaline or tungsten yet, which kind of confuses me. He could have gotten quite a bit more damage there. He probably forgot to, which happens. But he does activate it against the T-30. So that was actually probably the best decision. Me and him both activated at the same time, and we get rid of the T-30 as quickly as possible. I see where it bounced off of. It hit his front plate. The Panzer IV's front plate is actually okay armored for a tier 5. And if you angle it, if it hits it straight on, it's just going to bounce. So I understand where you bounced off of now. There's the Ritter. That's the Ritter right there. He's understanding that the Ritter is in cap. We know where all three of them are at. The T-30 did get a shot into the K-91, which I stated earlier. This is basically just his perspective, but now he's having to adjust and adapt for this stuff too. And he's being calm and patient. And then the K-91 gets spotted, I think, right about now, yeah. He bounces, of course, but he is Russian, so... Yep. Tungsten and adrenaline active. How does he hit that game? And see? Full HP T-30 just annihilated. And that just changes the game right there. Now me and him turn. We're coordinating once again. And it's just the same thing until then. But now you can understand why he's kind of going farther out. I'm kind of sitting closer in. The reason we're doing this, even though we're staying pretty close to each other, is to cover as much ground as possible. Because now, we have a chance that if one of us doesn't spot him being farther out, like Legendary, he might not spot him. I'm closer to the middle. I can spot towards middle, which is why I'm kind of sticking closer to the middle. He's kind of sticking closer to the outside. We have more spotting opportunities doing this. That extends our view range, that extends our influence over the map. There we go. That was what I was looking for. That extends the influence over the map, and he's going to push up to here, wait for me, because now he understands that I'm a little bit too far behind. Wait for me to catch back up, or at least get into a position where I can keep up with him from now on, and starts moving once again. This is coordination at its finest. He is sticking to his routes that he knows he can take. I'm sticking right next to him to where if I can now, at this point, because not much time left on the map, or timer, sorry, we have to be able to hit our shots. We hit those shots. You already know we did. We hit those shots. But now from this perspective, it gives us a little bit more information about the game towards the latter end. And now we can, y'all can see, sorry, and me myself, how much space we are covering. Because now he's going to check this corner, and I'm going to go farther left. And we've kind of spread out again. Broader influence, broader spectrum. But now he's going to close back the distance, because now it's kind of a time stipulation, 38 seconds. What are we going to do? We got to find this guy. We got to kill him now. Even if I die, you got to kill him. That's what's going through our heads. That's what we're saying on the PC, everything else. And I panic. And he hits his shot. Great shot, dude. But he misses, and that's GG's. And he misses that shot anyway. But no, overall, fantastic game from both of us. And, yeah, our team. Also, what? How did that WT was not a good player. Yeah. But even if he wasn't a good player, he's in a good tank, and we had to be careful. GG to you, dude. You carried your team as well as you could because your platoon just didn't do it. And you were on the wrong side of two people that understood good, hard teamwork. Now, what was that for? It's for the 268, right? That's actually a nice camo. You might have gotten offered it. Go look. I don't know. But going back, I digress. The cs-59. My thoughts. It's better now than it used to be. Here's the reason I think it's better now than it used to be. Ever since the rammer got nerfed from like 10% to 5%, everything around it has gotten hit a lot harder than this thing in terms of nerfs. So now weaker tanks such as this and some other ones are doing better because of it. Plus the calibrated shells. Here's something that I've noticed too. Me and Legendary has talked about this a few times in this. This gun is good. This gun is arguably better. You're better in terms of accuracy, and you're better in terms of premium penetration and overall standardization because you have heat shells instead of APCR. 322 millimeters on the premium. We decided to stick with the bigger gun though for that extra alpha. Honestly though, you could go either way. I've heard of people going both ways. Also, just you could go the stock gun too if you're just a weirdo. But no, the first gun and the second, or the third gun and the second gun are the two better options. First things first, you don't have armor. Did not hit camo, did I? I did hit camo, my bad. You don't have armor. I got a lucky bounce off the K91. Okay, don't rely on that. Your gun mantlet, okay, you can probably get some random bounces off the gun mantlet. Overall, don't rely on the armor. You're basically paper. Your view range, though, is really good, sitting at 298.5, and I'm running provisions, improved fuel, and improved gear oil, which makes this thing incredibly responsive. Not only that, I'm running engine accelerator as well, giving it as much of a boost as possible. Definitely run defense system on this. You're not going to be ramming anything in this. You weigh almost nothing, I think. You're at 41 tons. You're pretty light for a tier 9. You're accurate and you're fast aiming. That's a plus side. Even for both guns. Like the other gun is more accurate than this gun. It's like a .265, I do believe. I could probably go right now and check and be 100% correct. Tungsten is available. All bets are out the window. Get rid of the second repair kit, use tungsten. Especially with adrenaline when it's going. You absolutely want high-end consumables though. I didn't have this equipped. Entirely my fault. Enhanced tracks, because while it doesn't seem like your tracks are very big, when you look at them from the front, they cover about 20% of the front of the tank. That's a good margin of your hull. You want to be able to fix your tracks as quickly as possible. And you don't have armor, like I said, HP. HP. No reason. Overall, much better than it used to be. And also, your pen is shite. Your pen is shit. 240 and 280. It's like a tier 8. That's like the T-34 American Premium Heavy Tank. That's awful. For this tier, that's pretty bad. You want calibrated shells. Also, if you just want extra pen, say on your premium shell, you could go this gun. Extra accuracy as well. Your aim time's a little bit worse, but overall accuracy is better. You might lose a little bit of DPM, but you're gaining so much more penetration and reliability with your premium shell. So I could understand why you could go either way. Overall, good tank. Think it's much better than it used to be. I think overall within its line, it's not the worst. The CS-44 is the worst, but it's still not a bad tank either. CS-53 and the CS-63 are now the two highlights of the line. The CS-63 used to suck. Now it is really much better than it used to be ever since it's got its buff. I'm going to try to get a good game in it to where I can do a video on it. Overall, though, the cs-59 is a really, really good tank. I'm sorry that this video took so long, but it's a dull perspective and a short review over the tank itself. So, I apologize. Anywho, thank you for watching, and you'll have a nice day.